Welcome back, Pirates. Season 5 is here. We have 2 new heroes, 2 new trinkets, and a bunch more. Today we're going to go over the new heroes and the new trinkets. So let's get into it. First hero, we have Cartel. He is a gunner, firepower, and cutthroat hero. He will be in your new gunner position, could replace your Luna. His first rage skill is Sandstorm Blade. Cartel deals a cutthroat damage equal to 520% of his attack to an enemy and deals an additional cutthroat damage equal to 110% of his attack if the target is wounded. And that can go all the way up to 700% cutthroat damage factor and a cutthroat damage factor of 200%. Let's move on to his next skill, Eagle Eye. So Eagle Eye applies Hunter's Mark on the enemy with the lowest HP every 6 seconds in battle. The mark will last for 3 seconds. Now, what is Hunter's Mark? Hunter's Mark increases the target's aggro 60%. The aggro can be increased all the way up to 100%. And this will pair very well with his trinket when we get to it. Next one is Sunhash Gleam. It increases ship's attack by 6% and its critical damage by 12%. Ship's attack can go all the way up to 10%, and critical damage can go all the way to 20%. Now, with Sunhash Gleam, that'll compare pretty well with Onimusha's skill right here, which he already increases the ship's critical damage by 20%. So you're going to get 20% damage increase from him, or all the way up to 40%. And then we go back to him, which he's going to be increasing the ship's critical damage up another 20%. So they compare very well with each other. They'll be pretty much, inseparable to if you want to be using the cutthroat ship. So keep that in mind. The next skill, Deadly Assault. Upon using a skill, the ship under Cartel's command gains Sharpened Scimitar for 3 seconds. Sharpened Scimitar increases the ship's cutthroat damage by 8%, which can be increased all the way up to 20%. The last but not least final skill, Precision Hunt. When Cartel's ship deals cutthroat damage to the target with Hunter's Mark, it will deal an additional cutthroat damage equal to 18% of its attack. This effect can be triggered at most 5 times per second. Cutthroat damage factor all the way up to 30%. Now let's move on to the next hero, Sahara. She's another gunner, firepower, and she's strategic damage. Maybe could replace your Molly, so keep that in mind. So first skill for her, Doomsday Curse. Sahara deals a strategic damage equal to 310% of her attack to at most 5 ships in the target's fleet. As the number of hit targets increase, the damage will decrease. That's 400% as well. It'll go all the way up to. Next skill, Snake Formation. Increases ship attack by 6% and strategic damage by 6%. The ship's attack can go up to 10%, and strategic damage can go up to all the way up to 10% as well. Death's Deterrence. Upon using the skill, reduce the rage of the damaged enemy by 60 and apply strategic vulnerability to the following 3 seconds. Now, what does strategic vulnerability do? Receive 16% more strategic damage. So you can get rage down all the way up to 100, and then strategic damage received up to 20%. So it's like a debuffer on this skill right here. Sand Curse Chain. When the ship under Sahara's command deals strategic damage to a healthy ship, it will deal additional strategic damage equal to 20% of her attack. This effect can be triggered at most 5 times per second, all the way up to 40% on that one. And the last one, Queen's Dominance. For every 1 healthy ship, the target fleet increases her ship's rage restoration by 4%. So it's a buff when they have more healthy ships. Very awesome. These will be very good heroes to compare with some of the and to replace some of the heroes that we already have, like Molly, Luna. You could also mix this up with a maybe Chizuru if you were using a strategic damage, and we'll get more into that right now. So let's scoot over to the trinkets. The Blade of Sovereignty increases the ship's cutthroat damage by 18% if the wielder has the gunner tag. Every 6 instances of cutthroat damage dealt by the ship under the wielder's command will apply a Hunter's Mark to the enemy with the lowest remaining HP in the target fleet for the following 3 seconds. Hunter's Mark increases the target's aggro by 60%. So this will stack very well with the new hero. It'll keep adding the Hunter's Mark, which will also make him do more damage when he's attacking a enemy fleet with Hunter's Mark. The next one is Shadow Serpent. The ship under the wheeler's command increases strategic damage by 18%. If the wheeler has the gunner tag, when the ship under the wheeler's command deals strategic damage to a healthy ship, there's a 42% probability that the ship will launch one more basic attack. This effect can be triggered at most 2 times per second. Like I mentioned earlier, this would go very well with Chizuru because she deals with she needs basic attacks to happen. So you can maybe come up with some kind of configuration to make this work on a artillery ship as well. Well, that's all I had to bring you today. I want to say good luck to Season 5. I hope you all have a great season, the servers that are going into it. But again, if you're liking the content, definitely like and subscribe, and I'll try to earn your subscription. You all have a good rest of the day. Adios.